Hi, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Aspirational. I'm your host, Hannah Aaron Brown. Welcome back. I hope that everyone had a glorious 4th of July. I am sitting here the night before heading out to Kansas City with all of my shit on my bed that I still have to pack. And if you're watching on YouTube, you might be like, Hannah, you look so tan. I'm currently marinating in a spray tan right now, but something has happened that is fucked up. So I got in the car for my spray tan. I'm feeling great. I put on my seatbelt and I have this thought. I'm like, is my seatbelt going to fuck up my spray tan? And I'm like, Hannah, you've had so many spray tans. Also, no spray tan. Nothing is worth being unsafe in the car. Put on your fucking seatbelt. I get home. There is a streak where my seatbelt was. And I was like, I can't handle this right now. But whatever. It's first world problems. It'll be fine. I'm so excited. I have to pack after this. But we have such a fun episode planned for today. As this is airing, I am currently in Chicago, probably getting brunch with my dad and Jake at the original Pancake House, Walker Brothers, in the Gold Coast of Chicago. If you're ever in Chicago, you absolutely must go to Walker Brothers and get some pancakes. I can't tell you what it is about their pancakes that make them so good, but they are truly the world's best pancakes. Also, let's say you're like, I'm going a little healthier in like a very 2010 sort of way. Try the wheat germ pancakes. They are unreal. They're all so good. And if you don't end up at the flagship one, the original in the Gold Coast neighborhood of Chicago, you can always go to the ones in the suburbs. I do think they're good, but it's just fun to go to the OG. You know what I'm saying? Also, I have to make a correction to last week's episode. Last week, I talked about this new nail polish color I got that I loved. It's the perfect light girly pop, like nudie pink. And I pronounced the name wrong. It is Baby Take a Vow. So if you want to check it out, it's called Baby Take a Vow. It's by OPI. Before we get into your AMAs, there are just a couple pop culture things we need to talk about. First of all, American Eagle has rage baited us once again with a new ad starring one Sydney Sweeney. It's like the ad is... there was like a teaser for the ad. I don't think the whole ad has come out yet, but in the teaser, it's like nighttime and there's fireworks and it's Sydney Sweeney with like a little like blonde MAGA bob and like a sparkler and she's in a denim outfit and she goes, American Eagle G-Shores. No. She's saying American Eagle jean shorts, but because she speaks like she has peanut butter chronically lodged in the back of her throat, it sounds like American Eagle jean shorts. And then her little giggle is like, oh. And I really think that American Eagle is like, we're going to make ads that piss off so many people that people are going to engage with them. And I'm like, that's a strategy, I guess. But it's so disappointing because I remember growing up in an Abercrombie world in the early 2000s, and American Eagle was like my safe space as like a chubby girly in junior high. I was like, oh, American Eagle like understands me. American Eagle doesn't make me feel as like judged or like misunderstood as Abercrombie does. And if you had told me in 7th grade, cramming my ass into a pair of American Eagle jeans, buying a slutty t-shirt that said Miss B Haven. Oh, that wasn't from American Eagle. That was from Aeropostale. Or was it from American Eagle? Whatever. If you had told me as a junior high kid shopping at American Eagle religiously that as an adult woman, the store that made me feel more safe and the store that I would want to support more would be Abercrombie between American Eagle versus Abercrombie, I would have been like, you're out of your fucking mind. I shopped at Abercrombie like last week for swimsuits. And whoever is on their team now they're making all the right decisions. Number one, the Curve Love line. I love the Curve Love jeans and shorts, and I got a Curve Love bikini top, which if you don't know what the Curve Love Abercrombie line is, this is not an ad, but it just has like it's basically designed like proportionally for people who have like hips and asses in pants and then like bigger boobs in like bikini tops. So like the cup size is bigger, but the bands are proportionate. So it's like really nice. It's just a really smart marketing idea. And it makes me feel very sexy and just like seen as a woman to be able to shop the Curve Love products when I'm there. And then also the lighting in the dressing rooms is so tea. they put a dimmer on the lights, or they're like, do you want to be like a fireside vibe or like a nighttime vibe? Like they want you to feel hot in that dressing room. And I also think Abercrombie has leaned into vanity sizing in a way that I fully endorse. I was trying on my normal size in there and it was huge. And I was like, okay, Abercrombie, this is getting a little ridiculous, but I appreciate you for trying to right your wrongs because they knew they had some work to do for all of us millennial women. So anyway, Sydney Sweeney is in this like slutty little denim vest with her, of course, her giant jugs hoisted up to her chin and little jean shorts. And they're not even like cut off jean shorts. And this might be a hot take, but like, I don't really fuck with a jean short unless it has a raw hem. Like, I'm not interested in wearing like a hemmed pair of jean shorts. I don't like it. And that's what she's wearing. And she goes, American Eagle jean shorts. And I'm just like, American Eagle, I've had enough of you, you beast. Okay, moving on. Allegedly, Kyle Cook and Ava from Next Gen NYC have been seen around New York City canoodling. To which I say, endorse. I fully endorse. Listen, is Kyle Cook like 43 and Ava's like 25? Sure. Are they hurting anyone? No. When I was in my 20s, I thought it was very sexy and cool to date men in their 40s. I've done it. And looking back, I think, why was that man in his 40s spending his time with me? What did we have in common? And I remember like feeling like I had to be like, look, I'm so mature. I'm so smart. I'm so quick. Like I felt like I had to like bridge the gap with just being so magnetic and smart and amazing, which is like, that's a topic for therapy. Shout out to Doctor. But I think just like a cheeky makeout between Kyle and Ava when they're like partying in the city, like who the fuck cares? They're both hot. They're both single. Kyle's always liked younger girls. Ava, she's doing her thing. I don't know. I'm into it. Moving along. It's come to my attention that Christopher Nolan is skipping an influencer screening for his upcoming film, The Odyssey. And Jake and I were talking about this, and I was like, okay, Christopher Nolan, to me, among many others, by the way, seems like film bro final boss, where I'm like, okay, Christopher Nolan, is your movie, like your 5-hour movie, just like so great that you like don't need an influencer screening? Or like, do you not want influencers anywhere near your movie because your movie is real cinema and influencers wouldn't understand? If that's where it's coming from, I'm like rolling my eyes, like grow up. But then I'm also thinking, and this might not be a likable take. It might not be what you're expecting to hear from me, okay? It's two-pronged. First prong is like, well, sweetie, this is the world we live in now. And if you think your 5-hour movie is so great that it doesn't need online marketing from influencers, like, good for you. I strive to have that level of confidence and delusion. Like, the fact of the matter is, like, every movie relies on content creators to get the word out. And listen, the other part of my take that, again, I don't think is as expected is like, if I'm Christopher Nolan, and I'm like, I am the most amazing filmmaker of all time. I don't give a fuck about whether or not influencers like my movie. And I don't want to have a screener where it's a bunch of influencers who do not care about the story I'm trying to tell, taking content. I do kind of get it. Is that problematic to say? I do kind of get it. Like, I have been to influencer events where the content creators there have like no sense of decorum, no idea what's going on, no respect for the project that's airing, no respect for the people who worked on it during the panel. They're like fully like making phone calls in their seats, like FaceTiming people, texting. I understand if I'm a filmmaker and I really believe in my project, just not wanting that energy around it. Now, what I think would be cool, what I think would be a way to bridge the gap is to be really intentional about the kinds of creators that you invite, because there are a ton of content creators whose content focuses on filmmaking or just like a love of film in general, where it's like, if you were to invite them to a Christopher Nolan screening of The Odyssey, they would act right. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I'm Christopher Nolan looking at my Instagram, I would be like, I don't know about I don't know about that girl. I don't know if I need her at my screening. But like, find creators who respect the craft, the medium, who want to watch your 5-hour retelling of The Odyssey. Like, you're right, Christopher Nolan. I have no desire to see your movie. That is what I would call a boy movie. Respectfully, that's a movie that I'm sure Jeff Brown, my dad, is very excited to see in theaters. I would truly rather eat glass, to be honest, than sit around and watch The Odyssey for 5 hours in a theater. And quick tangent. I just know that literally in this moment, right now, there's a brilliant script written by a woman that she's currently being asked to cut down for length. And then meanwhile, you have Christopher Nolan making movies that are so long that, in the entire runtime of the movie, a baby could learn how to write in cursive. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's just ridiculous. If I have to learn how to tell my story in an hour 45 at the most, why don't you fucking figure it out, Christopher Nolan? Anyways, moving right along, we're going to talk about a couple things I learned in therapy that I think are helpful, but I was thinking about an experience that I had recently that I wanted to tell you. So I had a meeting that I was really excited about, and I forgot to confirm the night before. And this is my problem as like a Midwestern person. I just always assume like, yeah, like of course I'm going to the meeting. I put it on my calendar, like I'm going to the meeting, but it's like everyone has busy lives. You have to confirm. You have to confirm. You have to give people the space to be like, yes, I can still do that. Or like, no, that doesn't work for me. Let's reschedule. And I just fully forgot. So I show up to the meeting. The lovely person I'm meeting with is like, had emailed me like a few hours prior and I had missed it, being like, hey, like, can you still make it? Are we still meeting? And I like didn't respond until I was already at the place. I was like, I'm so sorry I missed this. I just got here. The person I was meeting with was like, oh my God, no big deal. So sorry, like for the confusion. Let's just do something when you get back. I was like, all good. So I'm at this coffee shop by myself. And I was just thinking about this idea of like reframing when things don't go according to plan. Like there could be part of me that was like, oh my God, no, I'm so bummed out. Like I really wanted to do this meeting, blah, 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 blah. And like, is this person still going to want to meet with me when I'm back? And then like having that feeling of like scarcity and urgency. But instead I was like, okay, well, I'm here. I'm going to get like a yummy caramel coffee and I'm going to like open my computer and get some work done. And I found a cute seat out on the patio and I did some work for like an hour. And I went home and it was so lovely. And I was like, wow, what a beautiful little impromptu me date I've been given by the universe. And I'm going to enjoy it. And so I wanted to bring that up because I know sometimes in life things don't go according to plan and it can be really, really frustrating. But oftentimes there is usually like a reframe where you can find some sort of joy in it. Another example that I like to give is like if you're stuck in traffic, sometimes it's like annoying because you're like, I want to get to where I want to be. But also like, when you're alone in your car, that is HQ. You are keeper of the keys, baby. You can play whatever music, whatever book you want. You can have the temperature however you want. It could be a 90-degree day. You could have a AC blasting in your face and your seat warmer on just for shits and giggles. That is your safe space. You could pull off to McDonald's and get a giant Diet Coke at any fucking minute. Like, I think sometimes when I'm in traffic, I get frustrated and then I have to tell myself, like, you're being given me time. You're being given quiet time alone. Let's just enjoy this. Let's make the most of this. So I just want to bubble that up for y'all, if you will, in corporate millennial speak, in case it resonated. Also, after I got back from Palm Springs last week, I was like briefly sad because I tried to take a few photos and I didn't really like how any of them turned out. But overall, like I didn't take that many. And I was reflecting on this idea of like, oh, damn, like I should do a photo dump. Like I should have like pictures after this fun weekend I had. But then I was like, did I not have fun or do I just not have the picture to prove it? And like every single time I get in this mood of like, oh, like after a trip, like I have nothing to show, it's literally always the second one. And I think it's because we live in this like social media dominated world where we feel like we need to document and show off everything. But 9 times out of 10, when I'm having a lot of fun, I don't get a lot of pictures because I'm present in the moment and I'm having so much fun that the last thing on my mind is taking out my phone and like making a TikTok or getting a picture. You know what I mean? And so again, in the summer, it's a lot of photo dumps. Like, oh my God, Dua Lipa's photo dumps. I mean, I love her. And also I'm like, wow, it must be fucking nice to be so gorgeous and so perfect and have a husband who can take amazing photos of you where you look good every single time. Because with love and light to Jake, I fire him every time I ask him to take a photo of me. I'm like, wow, must be nice, Dua Lipa. Every photo dump you post is immaculate. You look perfect. The way you see the world through your phone camera looks perfect. Like, must be nice. But then I'm like, okay, good for Dua Lipa. I can't do that. I can't do that. And if the reason that I can't do that, for me personally, I'm not speaking for beautiful Dua Lipa. I want her to live her bliss, whether that means taking pictures or not. I'm speaking for myself. If the reason I can't do that is because I can't be present if I'm constantly taking photos and I can't be present if I see a photo of me that I don't like, then like, fuck it. Who cares? I will always pick having fun over having the photo to prove that I had fun. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get to your AMAs. So Someone asked me, what are you the most excited about on the 4th? What is your favorite holiday meal? Okay, thank you. I am definitely the most excited for a couple things. So Jake's cousin has a barbecue every year in her backyard, and she has a lake in her backyard. And it's just so fun to see Jake's family and swim in the lake and eat all the yummy foods and hang out. And then after, we go back to Jake's parents' house, and it's just like me and Jake and his siblings. He's one of 4. And then their significant others, and then my nephews, and we set off fireworks. And I mean, I watch from afar because I'm scared, but it's really fun core memories, especially now that we have nephews to hang out with them. And it's always like a warm summer night with like fireflies in the air, and we're just like sitting in, folding chairs on the driveway, setting shit on fire. And it's really fun, and they're special memories. So I'm excited to do that. And my favorite holiday meal is definitely a hot dog. In the immortal words of Lisa Rinna, once, twice a year. I love a hot dog. I love all the fixins. Some people are very anti-ketchup on a hot dog. I'm not. I love a Chicago style, don't get me wrong, but I want the bun, first of all. Don't be ridiculous. And then I want ketchup, mustard, onion, relish. Perfect. Tomatoes if they have them. I love, love, love a hot dog. What a nice question. Laid off since March, no interview in months, demoralized. Any tips to avoid the self-judgment and staying/becoming, parentheses, becoming more positive? Okay. First of all, I'm so sorry. Being laid off fucking sucks, and it's no joke at all. And I completely just want to hold space for the stress you're under and feeling demoralized and frustrated and all of that. The first thing I want to remind you is that we live in a capitalist society in the United States. I don't know if you live in the United States, but capitalism runs rampant throughout the world, okay? And it's extra bad in the United States. So we were raised to think that our worth and our value comes from our job and how much we make and how much work we can do. And so being laid off really challenges all those things, and it can make us feel just very like exposed and scared. And also like money is a real thing. So of course that's going to give you anxiety. Remember that this is a tough time economically, and you having a hard time getting an interview is a reflection of this like shit show of a government and not a reflection of you at all. I just want to drive that home. You are a beautiful, gifted, capable person, and you will find another job, and it will be better than your last one. Tips to get positive, though, when I'm feeling down, I will say romanticizing my life always helps. Staying busy, getting out of the house, all things that you can do in inexpensive ways. I think when I'm feeling down, it's very easy to just want to like stay in, scroll on your phone, watch other people live life, stay up in your head, like, and sort of just like go inward. And I think the best way to get out of a funk is to go outward, go out into the world, connect with other people, shake shit up. So some inexpensive ways to romanticize your life. Obviously, I love walking. I literally have a playlist called like the part in the movie where the lead gets their shit together. And it's just like motivational songs like St. Elmo's Fire, where like sometimes I'll just go on a walk and pretend I'm in a movie and listen to that playlist and just be like, yes, like everything's going to work out for me. Also like making plans with friends. And that doesn't have to be expensive. Like Sunday, I had a friend come over. And it was right when I got back from Palm Springs. I was pretty tired. So we were both just in like jammies. We got cozy on the couch. She brought over some fruit. I made some banana bread. We chugged our water bottles. I lit a candle. We yapped for like 4 hours and listened to music. It was lovely. And it was so life-giving. So I think something like that, or literally like if you have a favorite show, invite a friend over to watch with you. Give yourself things to look forward to that have nothing to do with the job search. And I think romanticizing your life is super important because it really reminds you that like you are that bitch, you are the main character. If now feels like a downtime, just think of every movie you've ever seen where the lead, like the protagonist is like, oh fuck, what's going to come next? And then something cool always happens to them next, whether they meet the love of their life or they get the dream job. It always works out. So more ways to romanticize your life. Lean on the rituals you have and create new ones if you don't. So for me, some examples of that are like reading before bed, getting a coffee creamer that I'm obsessed with and drinking it out of my favorite mug, doing like a 10-minute YouTube workout. I really love Bailey Brown, Tone It Up, or MadFit for online workouts that are free. Also getting ready, like doing my hair and makeup, like feeling like I look put together really, really helps me just feel more positive, more myself. I love doing guided meditations online. I I have talked about this before, but like in the pandemic when I was really down bad, I did this program called To Be Magnetic, and her programs are pretty expensive, but she does have a free meditation that I really like. And then also the Saturday bed ritual, which I mentioned last week. Tinker around your house, make a coffee, light a candle, get back in bed and watch something fun. Like all those little rituals kind of break up the week and make every day feel special, give you things to look forward to, like during the work week when you can feel like particularly like lost and stressed out. I also love looking up a new recipe and making it like while putting on a playlist that sparks joy. That makes me feel very main character and always puts me in a good mood. I really love cooking to like Olivia Dean or Leon Bridges. And I also love taking myself on me dates, like reading a book at a cafe or during happy hour, or you could take yourself to like a matinee with a homemade breakfast sandwich, or you could journal at a park on a blanket. I just think those little dreamy me dates like get you out of the house, get you out of your head and like ground you back into the present moment and remind you that there's like so much beautiful life to be lived outside of work. Also, like just know I have been where you have been and it fucking sucks and it's so stressful, but just know that it will not be like this forever, even if it feels like that right now. And I know this sounds like so woo-woo, but, and also if something doesn't resonate, literally just tell me to fuck off. But like, I truly believe that when something doesn't work out, whether it's like a job, a relationship, a friendship, it's the universe clearing space for you to receive something better. And I think when we're able to find ease and flow in our day-to-day as much as possible, some things come through even quicker. And I get it. Like, again, like financial pressures are real. So I want to acknowledge that. But I just find it's a lot easier to be like in a headspace to receive when you're not white knuckling it. So I think do your best to just be like so gentle on yourself and find joy in the everyday, like during your job search. And like maybe give yourself like little rewards. Like you applied to a couple jobs, cool. Go take yourself for a me date. You know, like sometimes a reward system really helps me. And also I would recommend like making a mantra for yourself. Like something that I thought of when I was reading your question was like the mantra, like, I will get another job. It's going to be amazing. And the universe is going to deliver it to me at the exact right time. And I think like say it to yourself, say it to your friends. Like when your friends are like, how's the job search going? Just say, I will get another job. I know it. It's going to be so amazing. And the universe is going to give it to me at the exact right time. And even if your friends are like, okay, woo woo, who fucking cares? Your friends should be happy for you and be like, fuck yeah, that's so true, bestie. So wishing you luck on your job search, sending big hugs, hang in there. I hope that was helpful. How do you motivate yourself to walk/eat well when you are in a funk and feeling meh? Okay, this is a constant work in progress. Lately, what's been helpful is to have a goal that I'm working towards on the calendar to motivate me that's like roughly a month away. So I find that if I think of it as like, well, this is my life now forever, I get really overwhelmed. But a month gives me time to create a healthy habit. So like this summer, I focused on feeling great at the 4th of July barbecue and on vacation. I was like, I want to feel great in my swimsuit at the 4th of July. And then the next goal will be like, I want to feel great at my birthday. So that I'm like tackling this in small, doable increments. Also, I try to focus on how I want to feel over how I want to look, which sounds really cheesy. But like, I know that I feel the most confident and happy when I'm moving and eating food that I can digest well and food that makes my skin like bouncy and glowy. So those things motivate me. Like I just picture like, oh my God, I know that I'm going to be in such a good mood when I put on my 4th of July outfit and I just feel really like confident and my stomach doesn't hurt and I don't feel puffy, like all of that. Like I focus on that. There are some moments, by the way, that are equally as important where like a martini hits or the table fries are exactly what your body needs. And I love the whimsy of like driving around and getting a McDonald's ice cream. I think all of those life experiences are necessary and important and also healthy in their own ways. But I'm trying to become more mindful of if I'm eating or drinking to like self-soothe or in like a reactionary way. And if that's the case, because I've always been like an emotional eater and in a lot of ways an emotional drinker. So like if that's the case, I really try to just like give it a beat to calm down and then make that choice from like a less heightened place. Like I try to give it like 10 minutes and see how I feel. It's like if I'm like doing something and I'm like, God, a McDonald's, like if I get bad news and I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting a McDonald's ice cream cone. That's different than like, oh my God, it's a beautiful summer day. I'm going to go get an ice cream cone. You know what I mean? So I try to take the feelings out of it. And I tell myself that like something is better than nothing. Like in the past, I've gone really all or nothing with health. And like now I'm just really in a place where I can be like, oh, I partied and had pizza last night. Okay, fine, move on. What am I going to have for breakfast today? Not a million drinks and pizza, you know? like move on, focus on like what's the next healthy choice you can make instead of punishing yourself. Like I find that the more relaxed of a dialogue that I have with myself around these things, the less obsessive I feel and the more attainable it becomes. Because it's like one of those things where it's like if you're telling yourself you can't have a burger, you can't have a burger, you can't have a burger. You know what you're always going to be thinking about? Burgers. Or like you can't drink. I'm not going to drink for 15 days in a row. All you're going to be thinking about is how much you want to fucking drink. If I want to have a glass of wine while I watch a show, fine, I'll have a glass of wine. But like now I'm in a place where it's like, because I'm less restrictive around it, I'm thinking about it less. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have that glass of wine. Ooh, it was so good. I'm going to switch to water now, which again is a habit. And I'm literally 5 minutes into this. I don't fully know what I'm talking about, but I've been working on it for the last like month and some change. And I am feeling so much better. So that all helps me. And then as far as like going on a walk, if you're feeling meh, like go on, like keep it short and sweet. Like go on a 10-minute walk and see how you feel, or find like a 5-minute ab workout on YouTube. If that's all you can do, that's enough. But the movement will always feel good. And if you're in a point, like let's say like in your cycle where you can't go as hard, look up like a stretching routine or a really gentle like yoga flow on YouTube and like do that instead. I find that to do my walks, when I'm not in a super motivated headspace, I need something to look forward to. So examples of that are like, I'm going to call my grandma today on my walk. Like I'm due for a catch up with her. Like my best friend and I made a phone date. Let's catch up. I'm going to go walk and get a coffee. Oh, I'm going to like walk to that cute little shop I've been wanting to check out, or like walk to an errand, or like have a podcast episode that I'm really excited about, or an audiobook that I'm really excited to listen to. Like having those little treats to incentivize myself to like get out of the house and move is really, really helpful. And an outfit that you feel cute in always helps. You know, getting a cute little pair of like shorts, little sports bra, like treat it like you're getting ready to go do something. And that always makes me feel like that girl. And then also for healthy meals, I'll take time on a Sunday to look up like 2 lunches and then a bunch of dinners that excite me. And I will literally write down a menu like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts, and I'll put it up on the fridge. And that dictates like most of the groceries we get. So it keeps me on track because I kind of have no choice but to eat the healthy things I planned. But also like I do build in like snacks and sweets because I would binge if I didn't have them around. So I'll make like yummy like yogurt bowls or healthy banana bread, or I make these like frozen s'mores things that are amazing, which I'll get into in a second. But that helps me stay motivated because I'm sort of like locked into what I have. And it does require a little bit of planning, but I'll use like TikTok or Instagram and just search like healthy, easy weeknight dinners or something like that. And then I'll just write down my favorites and then I'll make the grocery list based on that. Perfect segue into the next question. What are the hot girls eating for dinner these days? Any go-to summer dinner recipes? Okay, great question. So I love doing like salmon, brown rice, and a vegetable. So I'll do like sauteed or roasted green beans. I'll do some like steamed bok choy. For the rice, I always just get the little Trader Joe's like microwavable packs, like easy peasy. And then I love doing salmon like air fried with just like salt, pepper, a little bit of coconut oil or olive oil, garlic powder, onion powder. Pop it in the air fryer at 400 degrees for 12 minutes. Comes out perfect every time, nice and crispy on top. Sometimes I'll do a little barbecue sauce on the side for my salmon, maybe a little hot sauce on everything, a little sriracha. Super simple, super tasty. We also love doing like easy Caesar salads. So we'll get the Just Bare chicken tenders, which taste like so like indulgent and delicious, but they're really high protein and low calorie. We'll air fry those, chop up some romaine, shred some Parmesan. I'll get some like light Caesar dressing and croutons, and it's really tasty and really filling and really hits every time. I also love a bowl of any kind. So sometimes I'll do like kind of like a Southwestern inspired bowl and season up some ground beef with Siete seasoning. Siete seasoning makes everything good. The hot girls of TikTok taught me that, and I'm very passionate about it. And then I'll have it with like cauliflower rice or roasted sweet potato, like cubed up, or butternut squash. And then I'll load it up with like pickled onions, lettuce, spinach, tomatoes, Greek yogurt in lieu of sour cream, top it with some cilantro and Siete salsa or hot sauce. So delicious. Or I'll do a similar vibe with like Levantine inspired flavors, and I'll do like ground chicken or turkey or just like shredded rotisserie chicken. I'll have some pita on the side, add some cucumber, and then I'll like season up like cucumber and fresh tomatoes and red onion with like sumac and za'atar, olive oil, lemon juice, fresh parsley, give it a little toss. And then sometimes I'll put some cottage cheese in like a magic bullet with some fresh garlic, sumac, salt, pepper, za'atar, like whip it up. And then it comes out like a really delicious yogurt dip that I can like dip the pita in or like dollop on top. Ooh, with a little bit of like fat-free feta, whip that up in there too. So good. So good. And you really you get everything. You get your healthy fats, you get your protein, you get your carbs, and it keeps you full forever. Lots of fiber. So, so good. And then for desserts, I found this s'more recipe. I have to remind myself the name of the creator. I think her Instagram is called Macro Habits. I'm going to link it in the show notes. She has this s'more recipe that's made with sugar-free Cool Whip and graham crackers and chocolate. And it's the macros are the macros. I feel like such a bro, but it is really helpful. She includes the macros on it. It's relatively low calorie, but it is so good. I made 10 of them and I ate them every day until they ran out. And they are such a yummy, chilled summer treat. And they taste like a s'mores ice cream sandwich. So I'll link that for you. And then I've been for dessert getting this really good, rich French kefir yogurt from the farmer's market. And I'll usually do a flavor passion fruit or vanilla. And I'll mix that up with a little bit of coconut whipped cream, fresh berries. Sometimes I'll do a sprinkle of Catalina Crunch or cacao nibs, mix that up. And honestly, it's not ice cream, but the fact that it's cold and sweet, really hits on a summer night. And yeah, I need to include desserts in my meal planning because I have a sweet tooth and I love having just a little sweet treat to round out my night. So yeah, those are some of my hot girl dinner ideas. How long do you usually walk in a day? Is it the 10K steps or sometimes just 20 minutes? Okay, so usually I do aim for 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day, but some days I don't do that. I generally find that if I don't knock out a 20-minute walk before noon, it's a lot harder for me to get those steps back later in the day. So I try to, at some point during the workday, take a quick break, whether it's going with Jake and Monty on the walk first thing or stepping away from my desk to do a little loop around my neighborhood. But yeah, I definitely don't do it every single day. I aim for 7,000 to 10,000. I mean, they say that 7,000 is honestly all you got to be doing. I've heard recently that it was 10,000 for a while. Now they went down to 7,000. Walking is so great for you. And it's really nice for us women because it's easy on our bones and our joints and all that stuff. But sometimes if I don't have time, I'll if I'm running an errand, I'll purposely park a little further away or I'll take the stairs. I'll find creative ways to get my steps in. And sometimes I am full disclosure, a little strict with myself about my steps in a way where Jake's okay, we don't need to be obsessive and psycho about this. So all of this healthy dialogue around how I'm trying to approach this, just know it's a work in progress for me all the time. But when it comes to my walks, I do the best I can. And if some days that is only 20 minutes, 20 minutes is better than no minutes. And I think that's the headline of a lot of this advice from this week's AMA with the nutrition and walking stuff. It's just something is better than nothing, You're giving yourself a gift by being mindful about it at all. And I don't think we can expect ourselves to become this hardcore health and fitness fanatic overnight. And I don't want to be fanatical about it. I don't want my life to be on hold because of, making healthy choices. I think the second health and wellness becomes this I'm going to floppy air quote, health and wellness becomes this oppressive prison that prevents you from enjoying your life, I think it completely cancels itself out. So I think giving ourselves credit for the healthy choices we make when we can make them, and also embracing the quote unhealthy choices when those are fun too. I think letting ourselves be full 360, three-dimensional people with, I like to say, rich, juicy, sexy lives is the key. And with that said, I am going to go rinse off this tan and that's it. I don't have a Hannah's Hot Girl Corner of this week nor a Grow Up, but trust and believe when I'm back, I'm sure I will have some new ones for you. Thank you all so much for listening. If you don't follow me already, follow me at Hannah Erin Brown on Instagram and TikTok. If you love this podcast, leave it a rating and review. Also, remember, you can always watch full episodes on YouTube. Leave me a comment on YouTube if you are watching. Share this episode with a friend if you think they would like it. I think that's all for me. I love y'all. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.